Morning, afternoon, good evening, everyone. I promised I'd do a bit of a video, a very quick video on getting OBS up and running. So here goes. Now I have not got it fully up and running yet. I've not done a live broadcast yet, and I've not done a Twitch test, but I think I'm pretty much there. Here goes a little bit of a tutorial, a little bit of a screen share on how it all works and stuff like that. So if any of you are stuck, I think quite a few of you have got it all up and running already, but if any of you are stuck, a very, very quick tutorial on how I've done it. So first of all, get yourselves over to obsproject.com and you'll see the download section, and you literally just download, for whether you've got a Mac, a PC or whatever, you download it, install it. Very easy, very simple, very straightforward. Once you've got it installed, next thing, you just run it and you get an OBS screen up. Okay, so here I am. You'll see how it all works. In fact, I'm going to probably, in fact, I'll switch this one off for now. I'll delete this. And I'll show you how to add your webcam. So that's one thing I'll do. So first thing you get is you get a couple of screens up talking about adding the stream key and all that kind of stuff. Ignore that for now, because you don't want to add a stream key until you've had a good old play with it. But I think it does try and prompt you to add a stream key. So don't worry about that for now. What I'm just going to show you how to do is a few basic things. So you start off with a blank canvas. So this is literally OBS. You start off with a really blank canvas here, I'm going to show you how to add some bits. In fact, I'm going to show you how to add the. I'm going to also delete the chat window, and I'll show you how to add that. I'll show you how simple it is to add stuff in. So your main parts are, you've got your blank canvas here. You've got various little components here, and I'm just going to show you how to add various components. So if you imagine this as a blank canvas, which it really is, you can start really adding stuff on. So the first thing you're probably going to want to add is maybe an Eruption logo, something like that. So I'm going to just show you how to add a new logo in. So everything is done here, okay? So you can have multiple scenes, which is basically multiple canvases, but we're not going to bother with that. That's too much of a faff. Right now, we're just going to have one canvas, which is a scene. A scene is a canvas. You can see down here, you've got your scenes, and then you've got your sources. So this is the important bit. So first of all, let's just add a logo in. I'm going to add a logo and I'm going to delete it. So let's add an image in. I'll show you how to do it. So we're going to call that test image. Okay. And you say OK. And then you just literally browse to where you want to grab the image from. Now I've got all my images, all my Eruption images in one place. And I'm going to just show you here. There we go. We've got an image here. Okay. So I'm going to OK that. And you're just going to stick that down in the corner of the screen. Okay, so that's an image. That could be your logos, that could be your number, your phone number, whatever. And by the way, you can grab these little handles and you can make it as small or as big as you want. All right, very easy, very simple. Same occurs, we're going to stick up some rotating logos. I can't remember. In fact, I'm going to see if I've got any rotating logos. So once you've got a logo on here, or an image or anything, you can right click and you can go, there's a load of stuff you can do. I'll show you a bit of this stuff in a minute, but if you go to properties, you can actually choose another logo. Now somewhere, I think possibly in downloads, where is it now? Oh God, don't know what I've done with it now, but somewhere I did have a, I don't know where it's gone now, but I did have a rotating image, and all that literally is a rotating GIF. It's an animated GIF that you can actually add images, GIFs, all that kind of stuff. If you want a whizzy rotating GIF, then you can add it just by adding an image. So that's all you can do. And we'll stick those up somewhere for everyone to use. I think Andy's already put it in the announcements part of the WhatsApp. So that's how you add an image. I'm going to actually delete that one, that test image. So to delete stuff, so any time you know, if you add something you don't like, to delete it, you just go blop like that, and it says, you sure you want to remove the image? So I click the little minus button down there, and I'm saying yes. To add text in, so I'm going to add some text. I'm going to call it test text. We're going to call it yeah, just test text. Okay, and here is where you can add hi everyone, and put some spaces in, put a couple of pluses in, or a couple of stars, and you can fiddle around with the fonts here. So select the font. I can make it really tiny if I want, or really large. I think it defaults to quite a large size. Yeah, so there it is. If you want to make that scrolling, like I've done up here, you can change the fonts and all that kind of stuff. If you want to make it scrolling, so again, I can grab it, grab the handles and all that kind of stuff, and resize it. Now, again, I've only learned this myself. I think you go filters, you do add filter, and you do scroll. Scroll. There you go. And you say OK to that, and you then close it. Oh, I think I've screwed that up somehow. So if I go back, filter, scroll. Oh, there we go. I didn't choose a speed. So you just got to choose a speed. So be careful with this sort of stuff, because remember, you're chucking this out over your broadband. So I'm not sure if this causes your bandwidth to slow down or what, I don't know. Okay, so that's how I did that text there, literally. And you can go in at any point, right click, properties, okay, so you can change it to what you want at any time. There is much more fancy stuff you can do with all this text and transform stuff, so I'm only really scratching the surface. I'm going to once again select that, and I'm going to remove it. In fact, I'll make sure I remove that one. So yes, I want to remove that. What I do want to do is add some video. Really easy. Once again, add. Click on add. Click on video capture device. All right, and I'm going to call that webcam. So you might have one or two webcams. I've only got one webcam. I've got two webcams, but I'm not going to mess around with more than one. I'm not that bothered about people seeing my my lovely face and me mixing and all that kind of stuff. So the one I'm going to use is my Logitech. Now this is where it gets a bit tricky, because oh, there we go. There's me. You can see my bally head. So this is how you add the webcam, but that is literally it. That's all you have to do. Once again, there's stuff you can do with resolutions. You can play around with resolutions. You can play around with all sorts of stuff, but I'm not going to bother with that. So that's my webcam. So you're going to be able to see me on the mic and mixing and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, let's see how that works out on the big day. On Wednesday, the Hump Breakfast Show. See my fuzzy head. So that's how you do the webcam, all right? The other thing I have done here is I've, just for the fun of it, I've stuck in my my mixing software, which I use a bit of software called Mix. Actually, I don't think too many people out there use it, but I've been using that for donkeys years, and I've sort of stuck with it really. Oh, by the way, you can move the webcam around and all that kind of stuff. So I've been using Mix for donkey's years, and the way, you know, if you want to add like your Serato or whatever, in fact that's really easy. In fact, I'm going to delete that now, and I'm going to just add it back in again. So the way you do that is by you say add, and you say window capture. So any window. So I'm going to call that Mix. So if you want people to look at your screen or any part of your screen, you just say add, and it gives you the different options of all the different things you're running. and somewhere here I'm running mix. It's not going to work now, is it? It's going to break. When you I'm not sure why that's not working. Is that because mix is not running? So mix is running there, right? I'll go back to OBS and say I want to add, and I want to add a window. Okay, so you might call it something a bit. Ah, there we go. So it's there now. So it's almost like you have to bring it up again. So again, you can see there that you have to do some stuff here. Yeah, I think all the defaults are fine, and then you can drag that down to make it really small. I mean, you know, if you want to do this kind of fancy schmancy stuff. So you know, I'm starting almost from scratch again here because I've paused. So there we go. So just say you want that down there, and you want your webcam to be a little bit smaller. Okay, so that's that. That's that. I've already showed you how to add logos in. I've showed you how to do that kind of stuff. So these are just logos I've got from the website. Downloaded them, or I had them on my PC. So easy peasy. The final thing, which is a little bit trickier, is adding the chat window from Restream. The way you do that, in fact, I'm going to delete this because it's putting me off seeing my face on here. So I'm going to delete that because then I can just add that in. So to add your Restream thing, I've got a little URL here that I'm going to paste up. So this is your embed, okay? So if I Control C this, if I copy this in, and I'll save this in the, I'll give you this somehow on the WhatsApp or something like that. And literally all you do is you add, and you add a browser. And when it says a browser, it's not, so we're going to call this Restream. Restream chat. Okay. And you just paste in, when it says a browser, it's not like a web browser. It's just something that pulls in data from the internet, basically. I think I made it, I can't remember, 700 by 1200. Okay, so if you OK that, you'll see now, as if by magic, that pulls in the latest chat stuff. And you can drag that, you can, and that is live, that is actually live. It's just not refreshed yet. Oh, there are some properties. If you right click again and go properties, I think if you say refresh browser when scene becomes active, refresh cache of current page. Yeah. So that actually, that is live. I've tested that, and that's live. Okay. That is pretty much it. Okay, so obviously if I start, for example, if I start playing now, that if I now go to OBS, that's actually playing the mix. It's grabbing the audio device. There's a bit of fiddling to do around adding audio devices and stuff like that, and I won't pretend that I've got. Hold on, let me stop this. Yeah, I won't pretend that I've got all that worked out yet. I have got it so that when so I think you have to add. If you go add audio device, you then, so if I go add and then audio output capture. You choose your sound card, whatever your sound card information is, and that basically gets it working for you. So that basically does the output. When you actually want to go live, when when it gets to the point where you're going to stream, Andy, well, I've got a little widget there. How did that get there? a bit of a weird one. I think we'll delete that. So when it comes to times to go live, you actually do start streaming, and it'll say to you the stream key is missing. So then you go into open settings, and you will go to stream, and you'll decide what particular stream key. So you'll do use stream key, and we will give you, Andy will give you, or one of us will give you a stream key. I think it's already been added on the WhatsApp chat, and that is basically how you go live. So the two things that I've not really shown you is adding an audio stream. So basically connecting up your sound card to OBS, and you do that by add audio output capture. And the other thing is how you start streaming. So you basically click start streaming, open settings, stream, and you use a stream key that you're going to get given, and then you say OK. And that is basically it. That's all I know right now. I did have this looking all very nice, and I've screwed it all up now, but as you can see, to get it back looking pretty cool is actually quite straightforward. It's literally dragging stuff around the canvas, and it will look pretty half decent. Once again, I'm going to add my webcam in once again, because that's really easy. Add video capture device. I'm going to call it webcam. I'm going to say OK. It will now go to start to look for my webcam. So it gives me all the different webcams that are added, and I'm literally going to say OK there, and there I am. And obviously when I'm live, when I'm broadcasting, I'm looking at a screen that's here that has all of my WhatsApp as the VNC stuff on it. So most of the time, or a lot of the time, I'm going to be looking at the camera, sitting back like this, and doing everything I need to do during the show. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So I think that's it, guys. I'm pretty much, that's everything I know at the moment, but I did promise you I'll give you guys a bit of an update on how I'm doing with OBS, and yeah, that's it. So look forward to seeing you guys live on eruptionradio.uk. Cheers.